You know, there's nothing quite like a smooth shift, right? So your bar's wrapped, the screen is slammed, and you are on it. The restaurant's buzzing, and the shift's over before you know it. You know the shifts I'm talking about. They're the ones when you make your most money. On the flip side, when your shifts don't go smoothly, you feel kind of like you're gonna crash! It's like a train wreck. We never want our guests to see us sweat, or worse, wait so long for a drink in the dining room because we can't handle the service well. So how can we ensure each bar shift runs smoothly? Let's talk about prioritization. A great way to remember how to prioritize in the service well is that catchy little phrase we taught you a little while back. We bartenders make the best drinks. W stands for wine, B for bottled beer, M for mixed drinks, B for blended drinks, and D for draft beer. But how does this really work? I mean really, like in real life. Well, let's say you have 2 checks up on BDS. Check 1 has bottled beer, a glass of wine, and a frozen margarita. The second check has a Ruby Relaxer, a glass of wine, and a draft beer. Where do you start? Well, your instinct would be to start with 1 check, finish that, then move to the next. But what happens when a 3rd check comes in, and then a 4th? All of a sudden, you can't just go check by check. You need to consolidate your steps. Start out with the bottled beer on check 1, and then pour the wine. And not just the wine on the first check, but both glasses. These items will hold longer, so it makes sense for you to get them out of the way. Next, knock out the frozen margarita and the Ruby Relaxer. These drinks melt very quickly, so begin making the frozen margarita and, while it's in the blender, make the Ruby Relaxer. The blended drink is still hitting the service well after the relaxer, so you're still following that rule of thumb. Consolidating and multitasking will decrease the time the drinks sit in the window. Draft beer will always be the last thing you make because number 1, it can't sit in the window. The head of the beer will go quickly and appear flat, not high quality. Second, a draft beer can be poured pretty quickly, so make it at the end and ensure the other beverages on the check aren't sitting for an extended period of time. Now, I know all the drinks ready to sell have perfect garnish, and the finishing touch is a check that tells the person running those drinks where they're going. Of course, there are many other important components of ensuring smooth shifts, like doing line checks, for example, to set you and your team up for success. And of course, there's always having brand champions behind the bar. When all of these things are in place, the result is smooth shifts that pass by quickly while you're making guests happy and making lots of money. So get out there, make it happen, and have a great shift.